Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. I'm Stephanie Fisher. I'm a licensed counselor here in the state of Michigan, and I'm owner and operator of In Progress Counseling. When we are walking through life transitions, when there's a big change happening, whether we're walking towards it voluntarily or it's something that is unexpectedly happening, something that's thrust upon us, there's two things typically with clients where we will slow down our decision making as slow as we possibly can. And we will look at two things. What's the sequence we want to move in and what supports are needed? Those are two really key questions, because what happens, especially in transitions where there's maybe a fear response at play or there's uncertainty, a lot of what's going on there might be happening in our sensations and in our amygdala, which doesn't allow a lot of good guardrails and parameters. And so as we invite in this question, what we're saying is, hey, let's put some guardrails around this. And sequencing is a key way to get myself geared towards change and work my way at least somewhat away from the overwhelm. Overwhelm happens when there's a lot of stuff to do, right? Overwhelm happens when my current resources are feeling compromised. And so it's like, what is the sequencing of things that make sense as I move forward? And then asking myself which supports are most needed right now. Now, some supports might be I have to learn to ask for things. Some supports might be I have to put limits on things. I have to learn to say no to some things because it can't be the priority right now. Some supports might be friends coming alongside. I might need to hire some type of supports like accountability or coaching, or if there's a geographic shift, movers. And there's a whole lot of logistics that can be handled when I ask the question, which supports are needed. But as long as things are staying back here and they're not well thought through and they're not well organized, there's this pervasive sense of overwhelm that can happen, and we can work on systematically pushing back against that overwhelm by asking what's the sequence I need to be handling things in, and which supports are needed right now. Now, it doesn't get us out of the work of change. That has to happen one way or the other. Typically, you could choose not to, and that has its own, series of consequences, unfortunately. But putting things in proper sequencing, kind of listing the priorities of first, next, then, and then asking which supports are needed, that can be incredibly useful and helpful. Typically, we have to slow things down first. We have to maybe put a master list together of all the things that have to be handled. And once we do that, we start asking what's first, what's next, what's then, and then we really establish priorities in the process and then pull in the supports that are needed. So if you have a transition going on right now, and if you need some guardrails put around it because maybe things feel super overwhelming, ask yourself what the sequencing is that is going to establish an order of operations for you, and then what supports are needed at each kind of junction of the particular sequence. And that's just a launching point, but it's really practical work I do with a lot of clients because we deal with life transitions. Transitions mean change, and typically there's a lot of stuff happening kind of internally that we want to bring it from our fear center, from our overwhelm, bring it up into our processing, put it in sequence, and get the supports needed.